The oak-paneled courtroom felt colder than ice, even though the air was heavy and stale with the mix of antiseptic and sweat. Jessica Collins sat at the plaintiff's table, 7 months pregnant, her dress stretched over her belly and clinging uncomfortably to the bench beneath her. Every sound echoed sharper in her body, the hum of the fluorescent lights, the scratch of a pen, the low murmur of lawyers. But nothing cut deeper than the sight of her husband, Daniel Collins, sitting just a few feet away. His custom suit looked like armor, his expression the mask of a man who had already won. Next to him, his shark of a lawyer, Robert Peterson, shuffled papers with smug precision. Jessica wanted to look away, but her eyes kept dragging toward the front row of the gallery, where Victoria Beaumont sat like a queen in a crimson dress, legs crossed, lips curled in a razor smile. The mistress, young, polished, everything Jessica used to be, except sharpened into something predatory. The smirk was worse than any words mocking, triumphant, telling Jessica, "I have him now, and soon I'll have everything else too." "Mrs. Collins," Olivia Chun whispered beside her, pulling Jessica's focus back to the bench. Olivia was sharp, steady, and the only ally Jessica had left. "The judge is speaking. Stay with me." Judge Margaret Atwood, a woman with sharp eyes and a reputation for never missing a trick, adjusted her glasses. "Mr. Peterson, your client is contesting paternity of the unborn child and requests all marital assets be frozen until the results are determined. Is that accurate?" Peterson stood smoothly. "It is, Your Honor. Mr. Collins has strong reason to believe he is not the biological father. This has caused him profound distress." Jessica almost laughed. Distress? Daniel had been sneaking around with Victoria for nearly a year, while Jessica abandoned her own career to help build his empire. And now he sat there claiming he was the victim. Judge Atwood's gaze didn't waver. What is the basis of this belief? Peterson clasped his hands as if in sorrow. Mrs. Collins was distant, secretive, often away from home. My client has no choice but to conclude she sought comfort elsewhere. The words hit Jessica like physical blows. She gripped the table hard, feeling the baby kick inside her, as though even he sensed the injustice. She turned toward Daniel, begging with her eyes for the man she once loved to step in, to stop this charade. But he only stared back with a void in his eyes. Colder than stone, Olivia rose instantly. "Your Honor, this is nothing but slander. My client devoted 8 years of her life to Mr. Collins. She sacrificed her career so he could build his business. She has stood by him through everything. These accusations are fiction, designed to humiliate her and deny his own child. The proof will speak for itself." Peterson countered smugly. "We've requested a prenatal paternity test." The mistress's smirk deepened. To them, this was checkmate. Jessica had no money. Daniel had cut her off the second divorce papers were served. They thought she'd refuse the test and look guilty. But Olivia was ready. "My client has already consented. The results were delivered to this court this morning." Peterson's jaw twitched. Daniel shifted in his seat. That wasn't the move they expected. All eyes went to the sealed envelope sitting on the judge's desk, thick with finality. Even Victoria leaned forward, her smirk fading as anticipation flickered across her perfect face. Judge Atwood held the envelope aloft. "This court has in its possession the results of the DNA test." Jessica's heart thundered. She knew the truth, but doubt had a way of worming in. What if something had gone wrong? What if the results had been tampered with? Her chest tightened as she glanced at Victoria. That smug smile was back, cruel and certain, as though she could already taste victory. The judge began to break the seal. Jessica's vision swam. Black spots crept in at the edges. She tried to hold herself steady, but the weight of betrayal, the pressure, The venom of that smilelight was too much. Her body betrayed her. Jessica! Olivia's voice cut through as Jessica crumpled. The courtroom spinning. Floor rushing up to meet her. The last thing she saw before darkness swallowed her was that same smile. Sharp and merciless. When Jessica opened her eyes, the sterile light of the courthouse infirmary glared above her. Olivia was by her side, stroking her hair gently. "You fainted, but you and the baby are okay," she said. The judge postponed the results. "Everyone's waiting." Jessica's lips trembled. "He didn't move, did he? Daniel, when I fell." Olivia's silence was answer enough. "No," she whispered finally. "He didn't." Something inside Jessica hardened. Whatever love she once had for Daniel was gone. In its place was resolve. He had tried to erase her. Now it was time to fight back. 2 weeks later, Jessica walked into Olivia's office with fire in her eyes. "He thinks he can starve me out," she said flatly. "He's wrong." Olivia leaned forward. "Then we go on offense. He's hiding money, we'll get a forensic accountant." "But, Jessica, is there anything else? Anything about his family, the company, something he never wanted you near?" Jessica thought back. The locked file cabinet. The way Daniel's mother had avoided him. And then Arthur Collins's funeral. Eleanor Collins clutching Jessica's arm, whispering, "The foundation of this house is built on a lie." Jessica told Olivia everything. The words chilled them both. "Then we subpoena Arthur's medical records," Olivia said, her eyes gleaming. "If Daniel isn't his son, the entire empire crumbles." When court reconvened, the air crackled with tension. Reporters had gathered, sensing something bigger than a messy divorce. The judge held not one, but 2 envelopes. The first contained the baby's test. "Mr. Collins," Judge Atwood read firmly, "you are the father, with a probability of 99%. Gasps rippled through the room. Olivia squeezed Jessica's hand. Victoria's smirk faltered, replaced with a frown. Daniel's jaw clenched, fury burning beneath the surface. "Now," Judge Atwood continued, lifting the second envelope. "The Y chromosome analysis comparing Mr. Collins to his late father, Arthur Collins." Peterson leapt to his feet. "Your Honor, this is irrelevant." "Sit down, Mr. Peterson." The judge cut him off coldly. She opened the report. Silence fell, so heavy it was suffocating. Of the 23 genetic markers tested, Judge Atwood said slowly, "There are 0 matches. Mr. Collins is not the biological son of Arthur Collins." The room erupted. Reporters scribbled furiously. Gasps filled the air. Victoria's painted smile shattered into shock. Daniel looked as though the ground had disappeared beneath him. Olivia rose, her voice clear as a bell. "Your Honor, this means my client's husband has been controlling an empire and a trust worth hundreds of millions under false pretenses. By the very charter of that trust, his inheritance was invalid." Daniel's world crumbled in real time. His mistress stormed out, spitting venom. His lawyer sat stunned, papers trembling in his hands. And Daniel, once so powerful, broke down like a child, weeping at the table as bailiffs kept him from lashing out. The great Daniel Collins, the man who tried to erase his wife and unborn child, was exposed as a fraud. Months later, Jessica held her newborn son, Andrew, on the porch of the home she had built by the sea. She named her new firm J. Collins and Sona, reclamation of a name built not on lies, but on truth and resilience. Her story was no longer one of betrayal, but of triumph. She had faced humiliation, cruelty, and collapse, yet she rose, using truth not just as a shield but as a sword. If Jessica's fight for justice moved you, show your support by hitting that like button. Share this story with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe for more real stories of resilience and truth. What do you think of Judge Atwood's ruling? Drop your thoughts in the comments side. Love to hear them.